Have you ever caught yourself hesitating before stepping off a curb? Or maybe you reached for a wall or a chair just in case, even though you didn't used to. That little voice in your head whispers, "What if I fall again?" And suddenly, something as simple as walking to the mailbox feels like a challenge. You're not alone. A fall can shake you to your core, not just physically but emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. It's not just about bruises or broken bones. It's about trust. Trust in your body, in your balance, in the rhythm of your day-to-day life. And once that trust is rattled, it's natural to feel cautious, unsure, maybe even afraid. But here's the good news. You can get that trust back. You can regain your confidence and bounce back, stronger, smarter, and more secure than ever. It's not about pretending the fall didn't happen. It's about learning from it, adjusting, and moving forward with purpose. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 empowering steps you can take after a fall, not just to recover, but to truly reclaim your sense of independence. And don't worry, we're going to take this one step at a time, together. Let's start with the first step. And it might surprise you. It's about giving yourself permission to feel everything. You see, after a fall, a lot of emotions come up. Embarrassment, frustration, anger, maybe even shame. Some people try to push those feelings away or pretend they're fine. But the truth is, ignoring your emotions only makes the fear grow stronger. You have every right to feel what you're feeling. Falling is scary. It's a jarring experience and it can leave you feeling vulnerable. Maybe it happened in front of others. Maybe it happened in your own home. Either way, it can shake your sense of security. And if you've always been independent, always the one to take care of others, the feeling of needing help can be deeply unsettling. But here's what I want you to remember. Feeling afraid doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. And acknowledging those emotions is the first step in working through them. Give yourself the same kindness and patience you'd give a close friend. If they had fallen and were scared, you wouldn't say, "Oh, just get over it." You'd listen. You'd comfort them. So now, it's your turn. Talk about it. Share your thoughts with someone you trust, a friend, a loved one, your doctor, or even a support group. You don't have to carry it alone. Now that you've given yourself the space to feel, the next step is understanding why the fall happened in the first place. Not to blame yourself, but to learn. Think back. Were you rushing? Were you carrying something heavy? Was the floor slippery? Or were your shoes not giving you enough grip? Sometimes it's a one-time thing, a fluke, but often there's a pattern or a small change that triggered it. It might be physical changes. Your balance isn't quite what it used to be, or maybe your vision has changed slightly. Maybe a medication you're on makes you a bit dizzier than usual. These things don't make you broken. They just mean it's time for a tune-up, just like a car that's been on the road for a while. One of the most empowering things you can do is schedule a full checkup with your doctor after a fall. Talk about everything: your medications, your blood pressure, your vision, your strength. You'd be amazed how many falls are caused by things as simple as low vitamin D levels or a pair of outdated glasses. And don't forget your feet. Yep, your feet. Foot pain, bunions, even long toenails can throw off your balance more than you'd expect. If something's off, a podiatrist can help. Understanding what happened gives you back a sense of control. It's not about fear anymore. It's about information. And once you have that information, you can make smart, practical changes that lower the risk of another fall, and that builds confidence. Which brings us to the next powerful step: reclaiming movement safely and gradually. After a fall, it's common to become extra cautious, to move slower, to avoid certain areas, or to sit more than you used to. That's a natural response, but if you're not careful, it can become a pattern. You stop moving because you're afraid of falling, but then your muscles weaken, your balance gets worse, and that actually increases your risk of falling again. So, how do you break that cycle? You start small, and I mean really small. If you need to, a few minutes of walking in place while holding the back of a sturdy chair, gentle stretches in the morning, standing up and sitting down a few extra times each day. You don't have to leap back into long walks or exercise classes overnight. You just need to move, a little, every day. And if you're not sure where, to begin, a physical therapist can work wonders. They'll create a plan just for you, based on your current strength and balance. They'll show you how to move in ways that feel safe, and eventually, ways that feel strong. And if the idea of going to a therapist or a gym feels intimidating, don't worry. There are so many online resources now with simple, senior-friendly movement routines you can do right in your living room. Even just standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, holding the counter, of course, can help rebuild your balance. You might even consider using walking aids for a while, like a cane or a walker. And let me say this clearly. There is no shame in using a cane. It's a tool, not a weakness. People use glasses to see better, right? A cane is just another form of support, something that can help you get back out there with confidence. Now that we've started to rebuild trust in your body and your environment, let's look at what else can make you feel safer and more confident every day. What else can make you feel safer and more confident every day? It's where you live, your home. Your environment plays a huge role in how steady and secure you feel. Sometimes all it takes is one loose rug, a poorly lit hallway, or a slippery bathroom floor to create the perfect storm for a fall. But the good news is, these are things you can change. Walk through your home, not in a rush, but slowly, thoughtfully. Take a look at the paths you take every day, from your bed to the bathroom, from your favorite chair to the kitchen. Do you have to sidestep furniture? Are cords stretching across the floor? Do you avoid a certain area because the lighting isn't quite right? This is the moment to make your home your partner in safety, not a trap. Start with the small stuff. Secure those throw rugs or, better yet, get rid of them altogether. Install nightlights in the hallway and the bathroom so you're not fumbling around in the dark. Make sure your most used rooms have good, bright lighting, especially stairways, corners, and entryways. It's amazing how much difference a simple light bulb can make. In the bathroom, grab bars can be a game changer, not just near the toilet, but in the shower too. You don't need to be fragile to benefit from them. They're smart, stable, and they give you that extra support right when you need it most. Non-slip mats inside and outside of the tub are another must-have. They're inexpensive and effective. And if you have trouble stepping over the edge of the tub, there are bath benches and step-in tubs that make life easier and safer. Your kitchen, too, think about the items you reach for most. Are they on high shelves? Do you need a stool to get them? It might be time to rearrange a few things so your everyday items are within easy reach. It's not about giving up anything. It's about adjusting things so they serve you, not the other way around. When your home supports your safety, your confidence grows. Every small change is like a silent cheerleader saying, "You've got this." And here's something that often gets overlooked: social support. After a fall, it's common to pull back a little. You might skip a gathering because you don't want to explain what happened. Or you stay home instead of visiting a friend because you're worried about walking on unfamiliar ground. The isolation can creep in before you even notice it. But let me tell you, connection is just as important to recovery as physical therapy or medication. We heal better when we feel seen and supported. We feel stronger when we laugh, when we share stories, when we know we're not alone. So pick up the phone. Call that old friend you've been meaning to check in on. Join a walking group, a community class, or even an online forum where you can connect with others going through the same thing. You'd be surprised how many people have been in your shoes. And when you hear someone else say, "Yes, I was scared too," something clicks. That heavy feeling lightens, and don't underestimate the power of being the one to help someone else. When you share your story, you give someone else hope, and when you encourage others, you remind yourself just how far you've come. Confidence isn't built in a vacuum. It grows in community, in those quiet moments of encouragement, shared laughter, and mutual understanding. You don't need dozens of people. Sometimes, just one or two good connections make all the difference. So now you're feeling supported, your environment feels safer, and your body's starting to regain that trust in movement. What's left? It's the mindset, that quiet voice in your head that shapes how you see yourself each day. A fall can rattle your identity, especially if you've always been active, capable, the one others depend on. Suddenly, you find yourself questioning, am I still strong? Still independent? And the answer is yes. But you might need to redefine what strength looks like. Strength isn't about never falling. It's about rising with intention. It's choosing to move forward, even when it feels scary. It's deciding to get better, not bitter. Start paying attention to the little victories. Maybe today you walked from the couch to the kitchen without hesitation. Celebrate that. Maybe you took a few deep breaths before heading out the door, and it helped. That counts too. These moments build up like bricks, and before long, they create a solid foundation of renewed confidence. You can also try positive affirmations. I know, it might sound a little corny, but speaking kindly to yourself works. Try saying, "My body is healing and getting stronger every day," or, "I trust myself to move with care and courage." You'd be amazed how hearing your own voice say something positive begins to shift your thinking. And remember, confidence isn't a switch you flip. It's a garden you tend. Some days it needs more water, more sunlight. Other days, it grows quietly in the background. What matters is that you keep nurturing it. Be patient with yourself. Show up for yourself, even when progress feels slow. Because every step, literally and figuratively, is a step forward. You've already made it this far. You've faced the fall, you've faced the fear, and you've chosen to keep going. That's not weakness. That's resilience. Let's take that resilience and build on it, one final time, with something powerful you can start doing today that ties it all together. Something powerful you can start doing today that ties it all together is setting small, personal goals. Simple, specific, and meaningful goals that give you a reason to move, to try, to believe in yourself again. Now, I'm not talking about running a marathon, unless that's your dream, of course. I mean things like walking to the mailbox with confidence, standing up from your favorite chair without assistance, or even just getting dressed and stepping outside each morning for some fresh air. These may sound like tiny things, but they're not. They're milestones, markers of your progress. And each time you reach one, it's a little message to yourself saying, "I can do this." Maybe your first goal is to walk down the block and back each morning. Maybe it's to cook one healthy meal a day while standing on your feet, just to build that strength again. Maybe it's simply to smile at your reflection and say, "I'm proud of how far I've come." Whatever it is, write it down. Put it on the fridge, on a sticky note by your bed, or even in a journal. Keep track of how you're doing, not to judge yourself, but to celebrate. Because when you look back and realize you've done something every day, even something small, it builds momentum. It's like collecting little wins that eventually snowball into something big. And if you hit a day where things feel hard, where the fear creeps in again, or you feel like you're slipping backward, remind yourself that healing isn't linear. Everyone has off days. That doesn't mean you failed, it just means you're human. So give yourself grace, rest when you need it, and get back to your goals when you're ready. You can even bring someone along on this journey. A friend, a family member, even a physical therapist or neighbor. Let them know your goal. Invite them to cheer you on, or better yet, work on a goal together. There's something powerful about being accountable to someone else. Not out of pressure, but out of shared support. When someone else believes in you, it becomes a little easier to believe in yourself. And you know what? The biggest shift comes when you stop thinking of yourself as someone who fell and start thinking of yourself as someone who rose, someone who faced a tough moment and chose to grow from it. That's not just confidence. That's courage. That's strength. We all stumble. We all have seasons when we feel less sure of ourselves, when our bodies feel unfamiliar, when fear whispers louder than hope. But within each of us is that quiet, steady voice that says, "I'm still here. I still matter. I still have purpose." Let that voice guide you. Let it remind you of your resilience. Let it lead you forward, not with urgency, but with gentleness. One careful, confident step at a time. Now, before we wrap up, take a moment to really acknowledge yourself. You're here, listening, learning, making a choice to grow and move forward. That's no small thing. That's something to be proud of. Confidence after a fall doesn't just magically return. It's earned through awareness, through movement, through support, through patience, and through those small, powerful goals that keep you grounded and growing. So if this video resonated with you, if you found even a spark of encouragement or a tip you can try, I'd love to hear from you. Share your story in the comments. What's one step you've taken to bounce back stronger? Or maybe, what's one goal you're going to try this week? Your experience might just inspire someone else to take that first step too. And if you found this helpful, go ahead and give it a like. It helps this message reach more people who need it. And subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more supportive, practical, and empowering content just like this. We're building a community here, one that honors life after 60 and beyond, with honesty, with heart, and with hope. Because here's the truth. Life after a fall can still be full of joy, purpose, and freedom. You are not defined by the moment you went down. You are defined by how you choose to rise. And every day you keep moving, keep trying, keep believing. That's a day you're writing a new chapter, one filled with courage and possibility. So here's to your strength, to your healing, to your confidence, and most of all, to living your best life, no matter what chapter you're in. You've got this. Truly. And we're right here with you every step of the way.